Hey guys, it's Minish. Sorry about the side of my face. I accidentally smacked the shit out of it this morning. Today we're going to be going over the Safari Zone. It is Safari Week after all, and I see a lot of you guys not hunting in the right locations, and we get a lot of questions on stream often going over the rotational spawns and what's available to you and what the best locations are. And I'm going to go over some profitable locations if you're trying to catch mons and turn a profit while you are shiny hunting. That is always super good. But there's a lot of intricacies to the Johto and the Sinnoh Safari, and I'll be going over them today in the video. Please drop a like if you can, and feel free to support me on Twitch and whatever else platforms I use. Bye guys, peace. Okay guys, starting out, we're going to be going over the Kanto Safari Zone. For those who don't know, Kanto has kind of aged a little bit poorly, but it still has one location I think is 100% worth checking out, and it's static. If you're very dead set on safari hunting and the rotational spawns aren't good on Sinnoh or Johto, you always have this place of grass available. Here you're going to have the standouts are going to be Scyther, Pinsir, and yeah, other than that, they're kind of not that great. You're going to have Nidoran, male and female, Venonat, as you can see on the screen right now, Parasect, Paris, Rhyhorn, and Tangla, right? We've already went over it. But what's cool about Rhyhorn is monster type egg groups. You can use this as a breeder if you're breeding a female monster egg type egg, right? When the 1 in 9 female does roll, you're able to use that. As well, Tangla, right here, is a plant type egg group. So if you're doing a Chikorita like I am, you're also getting value of that, as well as the Parises. But again, the main ones you're going to want is going to be the Safari Pinsir and the Scyther. Those are going to be the rare ones. You just saw Scyther. And going back, we also have Nidoran. Nidoran being the best alt character clear. So if you want to catch male Nidorans, see if you get the Adamant and a 31 IV with Rivalry, you can go ahead. 26 is going to just put it at the perfect level. So as soon as you beat your first gym, you're able to slap them on and just start one-shotting things, right? So again, right, you're going to want Adamant Nature. If you haven't seen the video, put it in, and there's a 31 attack, and there's one I can give to a viewer. Nice and easy. This is going to be what I like to call the breeding location. Okay, moving over to Hoenn. This used to be, in my opinion, the definitive best Safari Zone, and now it's the definitive worst Safari Zone, unfortunately. Back when you had the Johto starters available, and a lot of these Johto mons, were super rare, such as Marowak, which is now a 5-horde. Used to love that back corner. You'd have Sunkern, you'd have Marowak, you've had Chikorita, you'd had Ambipom. It's one of the best locations in the game. But now this whole place is a little bit washed. Here is okay. You can see Luio. He's making a bad decision, as he tends to do. There's Castform there, Doduo, right? Whatever have you. I don't like this location that much. If you are going for here, you're generally going for Castform, and there's a huge plethora of mons you can get here. Most of them are 5-hordes, and they're kind of L's, to be honest. And as for Castform location, if you want to increase your counters, these two are way better in terms of consistent Castform encounters. But the issue you're going to run in here is you have Xatu, which is like a guaranteed like runaway. I've thrown 20 balls, and I don't think I've even caught in one. So if you see that, we'll kick your shiny goodbye. You're going to have Pikachu, you're going to have Odish, you're going to have Gloom. Almost everything is an L. I don't even think this spot is that great anymore. But if you want to encounter Castform, this bush in particular is going to be your best bet. If you looked at my reaction on my Pikachu video, this is where I got it. It's the bottom, but I've spent hours and hours comparing, and as you can see, I'm already getting Castform. So if Castform is what you're hunting, which there isn't much value in anything else at this point in Sinnoh, this is going to be your best spot. Okay, and this one is going to be more valuable than my video itself. Team K-pop has already done it. I'll link their socials and stuff and their YouTube. It's the least I can do. I'm amazed they haven't put a video out on it. And I have it myself. I put it under strategy in my server. Team K-pop and all these guys, they made this amazing safari for all of us to use. I love that graphic. They did such a good job. Yeah. Halen, my ex-editor, he does a good job, and all these other people, they even have a little rubric. So if you want to see a location and what location interests you, you can just go to, like, Plains. This is a funny location. I love Plains because Plains is a meme. 5 horde, 5 horde, 5 horde, 5 horde, 5 horde, 5 horde. No one wants Zigzagoon, but it is a 5 horde with Linoon. And then, bro, 5 horde, 3 horde. Like, this, it's just so bad. Every single mon, even the rotationals, are all horde location. So as we know, Plain is the best location to hunt in Safari. All my Giga Chad homies, we all hunt in Plains, bro. This is the only place you should ever hunt. But in all seriousness, Meadow is super popular. The green are the rotationals, and everything else is static, right? And these are the time of day ones, but meadows are super desirable when you have Riolu. You've probably seen the highlights. A lot of people have gone Safari Riolu. Super cool. Savant. So for me, I'm going to highlight the good ones. Obviously not Plains. I was being facetious. But Meadow, super solid on Riolu days, right? And Chansey days. People tend to check those ones out. And Nosepass, Nosepass 5-4. But anyway, Savannah, days where you get Shroomish, not bad, especially in terms of breeders. I really don't fuck with Kanto anymore. I am Johto all the way, but Kanto is nice because it is static and you don't have to worry about anything else. But yep, pretty much only day worth going to in Savannah is days where there is Shroomish available. This location is, dare I say, garbage. I wouldn't focus on it. I can see you wanting it if it's a Vigoroth day, but to be honest, Petalburg is such a good shiny hunting area. I wouldn't fuck with it. And then Rocky Beach. Okay, a lot of people go for Rocky Beach every single day, and when they do Rocky Beach, obviously they're going for Lapras. This is one of the easiest places to encounter Lapras, and people also tend to catch the Magikarps for a quick cash cow. Dragon breeders, a lot of people like to breed them dragons, so the value of Magikarp stays low. It's mostly because people farm them in the Safari. So while you're catching the Magikarp to make a quick buck, you can try your shot at a Lapras, and you can be one of 3 people I've seen it run away from. And Wetland. So Wetland is my personal favorite besides Forest. Forest is great because it's the meme and it's actually right underneath this, but you can catch Dittos, right? I like that they put the shiny Ditto. I didn't even pick up on that they were all shiny until just now. I've never really looked at it like this. But the Wetland's great because you have almost a guaranteed catch with Spearow. You're catching Dittos, so you're actually catching Dittos for 500 for 30 balls. You're not going to use all 30 balls. You're going to get like 7 Dittos, but 7 Dittos for 500 while you're shiny hunting is really good. But the only day I really fuck with this place is on Sheldon days, and I really hope I pull it off one day. As well, Sentret during the night hours. Sentret is super sick. Imagine having a Safari Furret. That'd be so sick. Now Forest is the Dark Souls of location. You are not catching a ghost. I'm just gonna come out there and tell you, you're not catching a ghost. They don't fuck with you. And more so than anything, you're not catching a Beldum. Beldum has a 1.6% catch rate, and god damn, man, the legendary catch rate in the Safari makes it worth hunting, in my opinion. Bellsprout, high flea rate. I managed to catch it. Super happy about that. Still am. And Mr. Mime, those things do not get caught. I think we clocked it in out at 2 out of 10 last time we tested it. It is a high max point shiny. So you can scout Forest if you see Beldum. You can scout Wetland if you see Shelgon. Also, I don't know the validity of this. I know I've encaptured a couple errors. Maybe there are 2 rotational spawns, but just yesterday when I was doing Wetlands, I saw that it had both Sheldon and it had Farfetch'd at the same time. So Wetlands, because it has more encounters, maybe it has 2 rotational shinies, or maybe there's errors in this. But regardless, this is the most accurate of anything I've ever seen. I will give my feedback if I consistently see Farfetch'd, but I know Shelgon goes away, so obviously that's not consistently there. Swamp, I don't like this location. It's pretty much Drowsy, Hypno. You don't want those. And then 5 horde, not that good. Not that much of a fan of it. You still got the nighttime Ferret, which is super sick, and you get Bagon, which has better catch odds, but what is accompanying it isn't half as good as what we saw previously. And then marshlands, I've seen people hunting here. I personally don't like it. To each his own. But a lot of people love to go for that. Shuckle. Shuckle's super good. Carnivine super good. I've only seen one at a time, and also Croagunk's pretty good. Yeah, it's a good. I'm wrong. It's a good location. I'm stupid. I'm just not a fan of Ekans, Arbok, Coughing, and Grimer. But this is a sticky hold mon, so if you do like to fish, I payday fish personally when I am fishing. But yeah, you know, marshland's pretty good actually. And you got three actually. Croagunk, yeah, you got 3 different decent encounters off rotation. Now, Wasteland, super good. You got Kangaskhan, you got Onyx, you got your Machop. So Machop, these are all 5 hordes, right? And this is again horde encounter. But Kangaskhan, if you can pull it off, Skorupi and Breloom, super good if you can get the Skorupi or Breloom days. I like it. Pretty solid in general. Mountains, again, I think you are wasting your fucking time at the mountains. The only thing good here is Metang, and then your base ones. I mean, I know people like Larvitar, but again, Larvitar is a 5 horde, and I don't know, man. It's still not even a high catch rate, even as a 5 horde. But yeah, Metang. So if you are going for Metang, I understand. But I just don't think there's any other value here. I like Force because it also has Mr. Mime with it. And I'm impartial to Bellsprout. And then Desert. Man, Desert. If you're getting field breeders, right? If you're getting field breeders, Desert's pretty fucking good for you. I'm going to be honest. If you're getting field breeders, Desert's pretty good. But in terms of rotational spawn, it is arguably the worst besides Carnivine. But going over it, Desert, I'll give Desert low rating. Mountain, if you're trying to be a Giga Chad and get the Metang, I'll give it Metang rating, right? Because that's the only reason you'd ever be there. Wasteland, super solid. And then if you get Skorupi and you get Breloom, that's fucking sick. Marshland, really good. I'm incorrect earlier. Shuckle, Croagunk, and Carnivine. Swamp, nah, not for me. I see people go for Bagon all the time, but it's not for me. Forest, again, I love Forest. Everything here wants to kill you. This is the Australia of Safari zones. Get yourself a Safari Beldum and join us on our ascension to the best Safari available. That would be so cool if we one day pull that off 30 years from now. And then Wetlands is honestly my favorite one. You turn a profit with the Dittos. You're never wasting your time. You're shiny hunting, and I like a lot of these spawns, even though they are 5 horde. Obviously, 5 horde Fearow, 5 horde, but these are you're not even gonna run into. I'm being stupid right now. 5 horde, good, right? You only see this one during the daytime. And then, so yeah, you're really seeing Pharaohs, Dittos, Sentrants, and then whatever else spawns for that day. I saw these two. As I said, it might need to be reworked, but this is a super solid location. I got a little mixed up with the water for a second there. Rocky Beach, everyone likes Rocky Beach because of Lapras. It's super good, especially if you are doing the water encounters. Peak area, you're wasting your goddamn time. Savannah area is really okay for breeders. But again, as far as rotationals go, besides Shroomish, not really worth your time. And Meadow, this is one of most people's favorites with Ryulu Chansey. I can see you guys liking it. Makes sense to me. And then Plains. God, Plains is just should be avoided at all cost. Okay, next on the docket, what safari do you think we're going to? You guessed it, we're going in generational order. Crazy. Just kidding, we're not. We went static. Now I'm going to show you one of the piece of shit ones to explain. It's going to be the Great Marsh. The Great Marsh actually rotates spawns. So if you want to see what's a good encounter location for the day, you're going to have to scout it. There is no way around it. I have been here a lot. There's no rhyme, there's no pattern. It's just a certain times a day you'll find a good location. But there are Pokemon, once you see them in an area, you're confirming, right? If I see a bunch of Bita Barrels, if I see a bunch of Woopers, if I see a bunch of L, I usually just go to the next location. Because you can get an amazing set of groups, right? Tangla, you have Yamma, you have Skorupi, which is obviously the most desired one. And there's Yamma, as we were just talking about it. You have Carnivine, and you have Croagunk, right? I have seen times where you get all of them at once, and a little thing that people have issues with, and I kind of know it, I'm going to show you the separation of the zones. So you kind of go off of, see these little lines right here? This is how you should base what zone you are currently in. So when you pass this line right down here, we're actually going to have a different location. This is actually, this Badoo spot minus the Yamma is kind of trash. So now we're actually getting different spawns because we're a little lower. And it also works where there's the cutoff point on the other side of the railroad tracks. So if you want to know, am I in a different zone yet? Focus on these little things right here, and you're good to go. I tend to walk around, and if I see like a good Carnivine, especially because I'm getting them for ingrained breeders. But you'll see on occasion, right? Not often, you'll see like 3 rares in one spawn area. It does happen. It is rare. There is no consistency between what is available where. And unlike other safaris, you can actually use your bike. But if you do find a good location for that day, because it will rotate, ones worth checking out are definitely going to be Carnivine, Croagunk, Tropius, Skorupi, Yamma. And yeah, have a good time, guys, and good luck and hunting.